think is the best Star Trek villain?
I think you have to have Khan as your base.
Khan is the base.
Yeah, Khan
It
is...
sounds like you're making a chemical concoction. Khan is your base.
Khan is your base, and then you put all the evil Romulans on top of that.
If you're making a chemical mixture about Star Trek villains, Khan is your base.
Yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. And then you
put that on a t-shirt.
Khan has to universally be accepted as the best, maybe not the best, but certainly the most important Star Trek villain.
Which version of Khan? Benedict Cumberbatch Khan? Spoilers! Or
he wasn't actually
Ricardo Montalban Khan?
I think Ricardo Montalban, but Benedict is pretty close. But the new movie mythology doesn't have as much impact as the original series stuff
I don't
did.
think they're anywhere close.
Oh, fine.
I think Ricardo Montalban is up here
with his mullet,
and Benedict is like right here in his chest.
No,
in his chest.
No,
and like Ricardo Montalban is like the leader of Fantasy Island. He is the master. Of pleasure.
Benedict Cumberbatch has a short friend,
and also he's the villain of Naked Gun.
I think Benedict Cumberbatch is definitely like on par with him. He's a better actor than Ricardo Montalban, certainly.
And the entire movie, I never saw him as Khan. Like, the only Khan-ness was that he had superpowers. Look, I punch a lot of Klingons.
I think you're just really upset that we didn't get to see his chest. And I'm upset about that too, and that's okay.
There was a shower scene that they cut out.
I know, I saw it.
Do shower scenes belong in Star Trek? I don't think so.
No, not even a little bit.
We've never seen, we've never seen a toilet. In all the hours of Star Trek, they have never, ever shown a space toilet.
Wow.
Why is that?
It's probably because it's just like a, like a Jeffries tube that runs right out. They just expel it all into space.
You think it's a hose?
Yeah.
Like a space hose?
A space hose. Enterprise.
Star Trek into the toilet.
You're welcome, J.J. Abrams.
We just wrote your third movie. You're welcome. Where's our check? What do you think about Tom Hardy Bane as Shinzon?
As Shinzon?
As Captain Picard Light.
That was
from Star Trek Nemesis.
That was pre-steroids.
I
almost said pre-con, and he wasn't con at all. I have a really soft spot for Star Trek Nemesis and for...
Why?
Because it was the first Star Trek movie I ever saw.
Ever?
Ever.
Whoa.
Because when I started...
Did you see it in theaters?
No. No. Because when I started watching Star Trek, my mom was trying to be like really supportive. So she rented it from Blockbuster and watched it with me, which was probably the worst decision she ever made.
Oh, man.
I didn't realize at the time, also because I was 12, that it's not the greatest movie ever, constructed or conceived.
It's not.
But I remember watching it and being like, this is like really cool. Like, what an interesting idea. And then I was like, this is just kind of like weird Star Trek.
There's a light across your eyes when she has telepathy.
Oh, this is so artsy.
There's a big part of that movie that they're all concerned about being naked at a wedding.
Yeah.
How do you think that would concern a wedding?
Being naked?
What if all the wedding guests, even the bride and the groom, had to be naked at a wedding?
I think that'd be pretty distracting, especially if the bride and the groom weren't the most attractive people there.
You mean like if the bride and the groom are ugly, you wouldn't like it?
And I just think it would be weird because I think that it would be really awkward for all the guys.
You are my first girl guest, and I thought it would bring an air of class to this show, of sophistication. Since you aren't American.
I'm not American.
We went into the toilet so quick and into sex talk so quick, and we were supposed to talk about Star Trek.
We're supposed to talk about Star Trek villains.
Oh Lord! Really quick, who is the most beautiful Star Trek villain?
Benedict Cumberbatch is Khan.
You can't count. No more Benedict Cumberbatch. Because you have a lady crush on this guy, just because of his eyes.
I just have a regular crush on him. No, it's the cheekbones.
Whatever. Who is the prettiest Star Trek villain, not counting Benedict Cumberbatch?
Gul Dukat.
Gul Dukat?
Sure. Is he a villain?
Yeah, he's a villain.
Yeah.
You like dinosaur-looking guys?
Sure, why not?
You know who I think is the most beautiful Star Trek villain of all time?
Ricardo Montalban is Khan?
No, V'ger.
Oh, God.
You know who my
your second sexiest Star Trek villain is?
Yeah. Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, God.
You know who my third sexiest Star Trek villain is?
Tom Hardy.
Nope, Guinan. Whoopi Goldberg. Because if you secretly watch that series...
You think she's a villain?
Oh, she's 100% a villain.
She's just getting them all drunk all the time?
Yeah, she's stealing their money. You know how many members of the Enterprise crew owe Guinan money? A lot.
There's no money in space.
Yeah.
There's no space money.
Bullshit. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yes. You had to.
You had to. Like, people force you at gunpoint to watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I think it's Obamacare and Breaking Bad.